Now we are going to do unboxing and review. Unboxing and review. Whoa. Wow. Wow. Okay. You're going to try it. Ooh. You're going to try it and tell us what you think about it. Wow. Yum, yum, yum.
Un poquito dulce para mí. Pero está bueno.
It's too sweet for him. It's good enough for me. Okay, I'm going to be really honest. I just bought this because I want this packaging. I'm going to use it for my pencils or stuff like that. That's the only reason why I bought it. I have an addiction for red tints and stuff like that.
30-30. Slice. Pero también está la otra cuestión que quieren ganar más. Esto hace tiempo.
Bueno.
Copic unboxing. Todo bien. ¡Wow! Súper saturados. Now I'm going to try to sort them by color. And I have this guide that is going to help me. Haha, set uno, seleccionado.
Vale, ahora, y encima.
Okay, this is a flash forward to the next day because I couldn't contain myself and I had to do all the swatches and even try to make a drawing. I'm sorry. I was supposed to film this, but in the end I didn't feel like it. It felt like it was a moment just for myself. So here are some swatches. This is the set A. This is set C. And this is set D. Don't worry if you can see them properly because I will leave scans of the swatches so you can see them better. And I think I will leave a link in the description so you can download so you can see them better. This is a drawing I made. My sister requested that I do Sakura because we are both huge fans of the series. I think she has all the art books. Now I'm going to try them a bit more and I will let you know what I think of them. I will try to film it, but if I don't, I'm sorry. Sometimes it's just better for me to draw without having a camera in my face or in my hands in this case. It puts a lot of pressure, but I will try. So this is my current setup. And now it's time to paint. Okay, now I'm going to start painting. Hello guys! I wasn't even going to film this as a voiceover, but I made such a terrible video when I tried to sit in front of the camera to talk that I had to refilm everything. First of all, I bought all these markers with my own money, so these are my honest opinions. As you can see, I'm drawing Anne from Anne with an E. So, Copic markers. Are they as good as people say? The answer is yes, and even more. I don't know if you remember, but some years ago there was this craziness about Copics, and I almost bought into the hype, but I decided to wait to see if they were really worth it. Meanwhile, I tried using watercolors, but of course, they are not the same. It was so hard for me to use them as I have super shaky hands. However, I didn't have that problem with Copics. The first thing I noticed is that you have to really swatch every single color, because the color of the cap sometimes doesn't match the color of the marker at all. Not only that, when you first paint with the markers, you have to wait until it dries to see the real color. When I first started swatching these markers, I was like, the colors are not that pretty. But when they dried, they looked so good. I noticed this with the really light pastel colors especially. The markers make this squeaky noise when you paint with them, and I have heard that some people find it annoying. I didn't mind at all personally. And also, these markers have quite an alcohol smell. My sketchbook still smells like alcohol. I don't know if the fumes can cause headaches and stuff like that, but I will let you know if that happens to me when I use them a bit more. Another thing to consider is the price tag. These are hella expensive. Sometimes I think that lots of the current hyped art supplies are overpriced, but I believe that with Copics you pay for the amazing quality that you get. The colors blend so nicely and you can get such vibrant colors with them. Also, they have a great color range and you can mix the markers to create new colors too. Besides, they are not streaky at all. You can get amazing flat colors with them. One thing to mention, and I think it's true, is that with Copics it's the closest you can get to digital looking drawings. I'm sure it also depends on how you use them, as I have seen many people create realistic drawings with them as well. So, are they worth it? Yes. Do I recommend them? Yes. Do you need to buy all these sets? No. You can probably get away with buying just set A. Do you need this if you're a beginner? Hell nah. I survived years and years without Copics, and it's totally possible to get nice results with other art materials like watercolors, wash, pencils. But if you're not on a budget and you can splurge on them, then go ahead. I support you. Me being from Argentina meant that I had to spend a lot more to get this. So yeah, to sum it up, I believe that Copics are amazing, and even though they are really expensive, they are worth every cent you pay for them. This is the final result. Ta-ta-ta-tan. So I realized that I never showed you my desk, and this is it. It's a bit messy right now. This is a lamp I have that I use when I want to draw at night, and I put this little paper here to diffuse the light a bit. Let me show you. And I have all my Copics on display. Woo! This is filming gear, and my headphones, my Wacom tablet, and this is my iPad. Hello, Coco. He loves to sleep on this spot, and he's right next to me all the time. And these are some decorations that I have. This is my pencil case. Believe it or not, this is a pencil case. Well, it wasn't a pencil case, it was just a regular basket that I decided to use as a pencil case. And I have some random art supplies here. And this is a tin can that I use to store different things like my nail clipper and other things. This is a nice flower bouquet. This was originally the packaging for a perfume, but I decided to use it as a flower base. It's so cute, and it was a gift from my mom, so thank you, Mom. Here I have some external discs that I use to store all my drawings and work. This is a nice tin that I use to put all the waste of my pencils. There you go. This used to be a chocolate tin, but I use it to store the waste from my pencil sharpener. This is another tin that I had since I was a little kid, and I use it to store more pencils. And this one is a domino case that again I use to store pencils. These are all my Polychromos pencils. I don't have many of them, but the colors I have are the ones that I use the most. This is my usual pencil case, the one you see on every video. This is a gorgeous painting from Melanie Delon. I got it from her store, and I put it on a frame with a little decoration. More filming supplies. This is a wireless speaker. And here's a sketchbook. This is my bullet journal, although I don't use it anymore. Another bullet journal, my regular journal, my recipe book, and a copy that I have of Little Woman that I haven't finished yet. I mean, I have finished that book, but I only read it on Spanish, so I wanted to try reading it in English, and it's so different, I don't know. going to tell you the story about this desk. When we moved to this apartment, the idea was to have this desk so that people visiting would be able to use their computers to write or whatever they wanted to do. A few days after we moved, the quarantine was declared in Argentina, so this desk has been rendered useless since then. And I started using it to put my iPad, my other sketchbook, my headphones, and now my Copic markers, because there's literally no other use for me other than using it to put my art supplies there. And it has my swatches. These are my Copic swatches, and it has all my washes. I never use wash. I have all these washes that I never use, and I have my watercolors right here, more wash, more watercolors, some black ink, and some packagings that I find adorable. There's not much to it. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked it, and see you next time when I try more drawings with Copics.